A lot of successful YouTubers are not who you'd expect. They're not influencers with perfect lives. They're not entertainers with crazy personalities. They're just normal people. People who thought they had nothing special to offer. People who believed their stories didn't matter. People just like you and me. And some are making thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars a month doing things so simple and making content so simple that you'll kick yourself for not starting sooner. Now, if you've ever thought that you missed the bus on YouTube and it's too late to start because it's saturated now, actually it's the opposite. There has never been a better time to start on YouTube than right now. And just as a few examples of what I'm talking about, there's retirees sharing old work stories, moms documenting what they already do daily, people talking about their worst days and getting millions of views, and older people giving random life advice. And the strategies that I'm about to show you prove that being ordinary is actually your biggest advantage. And here are 5 ways that normal people are exploding on YouTube that will change how you think about content creation forever. And if you appreciate me doing this type of video, let me know by gently tapping that like button, and let's jump into it right now. All right, so the first way that normal people are exploding on YouTube is by making simple videos. So it used to be years ago that in order to do well on YouTube, you had to have heavily edited videos that have constant sound effects and jump cuts and B-roll and edits and just dopamine every 3 seconds. In fact, every 3 seconds is probably too slow, like dopamine every single second. That was kind of the beastification era of YouTube. But now people are kind of tired of that type of content and the pendulum is swinging in the other direction. And what's happened is people who post raw, authentic videos that have almost no editing, or in some cases a little bit of editing, but not very much, are starting to blow up. And one example of this is Sam William. He posts videos where oftentimes he's just sitting in the middle of the woods and he just gives general life advice. Now, he had been posting on this channel for a while, but he didn't get much traction until about 8 months ago when he posted this video. You've consumed enough, it's time to start creating. Now, the funny thing is, if you type that title into YouTube and then scroll down a little bit, you'll see that this guy right here, Connor Woodman, made a very similar video about 1 month later. So it's almost the same title, except he added the God part in there. So you've consumed enough, God wants you to start creating. And so you saw that he started blowing up, making these videos where you're just talking off the cuff in the woods, and there's little to no edits in the entire video. So there's no scripting, no editing, and there's no fancy thumbnails either. The only thing you really care about is the title and the idea of the video. Oh, and by the way, he made about $5,000 from this random video, which he batch recorded in the woods. You can tell he batch recorded these because he's got like the same jacket on in every single video. So he probably recorded like 8 videos at once. And another example of this is Mark Darwin, but in his case, he makes very short videos. Most of his videos that have done well are 1, 2, or 3 minutes long. And it says here that he's making about 1.4 to 3.9K per month, which is pretty good considering he started making content about 8 months ago. And of course, if he's monetizing his channel effectively, he's making far more than just the money he's making from AdSense. One way I want you to think of YouTube is if you're monetizing effectively, the money you get from AdSense is basically YouTube paying you to market, right? Paying you to promote products and services. So usually if you're marketing something, you usually have to pay to market it, right? There's people who spend millions of dollars a month on Facebook ads, for instance, to market their products and services. But in YouTube's case, you literally get paid to market your products and services, which is pretty cool. Okay, so the second way that normal people are exploding on YouTube is basically solving problems for the younger version of themselves. An example of this is Jen Sylvester and how she basically gives advice on real estate. Now, she was a real estate agent for over 25 years, and she basically gives people advice on how they can sell their home, how they can increase their home's value, or how they can buy a home. For instance, this video right here, avoid these updates when selling an older home. Oh, and by the way, she just started posting about a year ago, and she's already at 30,000 subscribers. And one of her best videos is 10 things to never have in your home when selling. And according to View Stats, she made about $3.5 thousand on that video alone. Now, you can see that she has a contact me QR code right here. So I would also be willing to bet that she's selling some sort of high ticket product, service, coaching, etc. And so she is likely making something like 10 times more than what she makes from AdSense on each video. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's making somewhere between $10,000 to $30,000 a month with this channel. Now, another way that people are blowing up on YouTube is just by talking about their struggles and their problems. Just as an example, this is the hearing care channel. And he basically talks about this disability called tinnitus, which is basically like constant ringing in the ears. This is something that my dad actually has, and it is a serious problem that causes a lot of pain for a lot of people. And he basically started this channel talking about different things that he found to prevent, treat, and manage tinnitus. And a lot of his videos are reviewing different hearing aids, but he also talks about just tinnitus management in general. And he actually got his first sponsorship for about $1.5 thousand a month before he even had 1,000 subscribers. I believe he was around 500 subscribers when he got this sponsorship, which is pretty awesome. And the reason I know this is because he's actually one of my clients. So his name is Guy, and basically his goal was to create a channel where he could make some side hustle income in retirement. He's pretty close to retirement age, so he wanted to make some side hustle income, a few $1,000s a month. And that's exactly what he's been able to do with this channel. And it's all about just talking about his problems. Now, by the way, if you want to learn how we were able to help him do this, I have a free live training down the description and the pinned comment below. It's going to be Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, quick break, guys. This Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to show you how I got this little YouTube 1 million subscriber plaque right here. I'm doing a one-time only workshop where I talk about how you can finally profit from youtube.com with the help of AI. And you can check it out down in the description and the pinned comment below. And at this workshop only, I'm going to be giving away my voice command scriptwriter AI. With this tool, you can make a script without having to type anything. All you have to do is tell AI what you want to write, and you can even have a conversation with it, like as if it's your friend, and it can take as little as 30 seconds to write you a script. It's that simple to use, right? No typing, no dragging stuff, just talking with AI. And this is a GPT-powered piece of software that I've been working on, and it's been trained on thousands of hours of my teaching, my scripts, coaching sessions, and more. And I'm giving it away completely free this one time only at the workshop, and it's a completely free workshop. So make sure you show up, click the link in the description or the pinned comment below, and when you're done registering, make sure you click on add this to your calendar so it'll show up on your Google, Apple, or Outlook calendar so you can make sure you won't miss the chance to grab the voice command scriptwriter AI. And you'll also be able to ask me questions live. So I look forward to meeting you. It'll be a Zoom call where we can just talk to each other. And I'll see you Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click the link in the description, the pinned comment below. And now, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Okay, so the next way I've seen normal people explode on YouTube, and this has actually happened over and over again, it's absolutely wild, is just giving life advice as whoever you are. So it might be giving life advice as a mom, a dad, a grandma, a grandpa, right? But giving life advice based on whoever you are. So an example of this is Maggie McCormick. She has a very fast growing, thriving YouTube channel of about 198,000 subscribers. And she posted this video right here. It took me 30 plus years to realize what I'll tell you in 10 minutes. And this absolutely blew up about 7 months ago, got 5.8 million views. And that one video, which by the way, she barely edited, had a super simple thumbnail, probably didn't take her very much time at all to put it together and post it, made her $29,000. And she's kind of giving life advice as like an older aunt. That's kind of the vibe I get from her, is like she's an aunt that's giving you, like a wise aunt that's giving you life advice. Then there's JD on YouTube, and she gives advice kind of like to new moms, right? So like how to raise your children, that kind of thing. So she's like a more experienced mom that gives kind of advice to like new parents, essentially. Then there's How to Dad, who obviously gives life advice on how to be a dad, and also as a dad giving life advice to younger people. Then there's Dry Creek Wrangler School that gives life advice kind of like as a grandpa, when you just ain't got it together, how to deal with loneliness, thoughts on becoming a proper kind of man, that kind of video. And then there's this guy, Bernard Albertson, who made some absolute banger videos. An Old Man's Advice, 29 million views, and An Old Man's Advice Again, 17 million views. Absolute banger videos. Oh, and by the way, this simple video that didn't even have a thumbnail or anything probably made about $149,000. So I think you get the point. Giving advice as whatever you are.
What's happening, guys? In the editing process of this video, and I have an opportunity for a select group of people. So these are people who are serious about growing their personal brand on YouTube. So basically, we figured out recently how to grow a personal brand and combine all the upsides of a personal brand with the upsides of automation, right? Using AI, using things like this to basically grow your personal brand 10 times faster, which in the past used to take decades to do. And now you can do it significantly faster. And you can do this to get a better job. You know, we work with beginners that just want to get a better job with their personal brand. You can do this to make money as a side hustle. We work with a lot of people like that. We can do this to make more money if you already have a side hustle or a small business. Or if you're already crushing it on YouTube, we can help you crush it 10 times more. We've worked with people like that as well. I mean, I literally can show clients at each level. People that we've gotten from 0 to over 10K, 0 to like over 30K, from like 1K per month all the way up to 185K per month, from around 30K per month all the way up to over 500K per month. So literally at every single level, and it works for everyone in every situation. With that being said, we are only working with 3 to 5 people, and they have to be people who are very serious, right? People who are dedicated to making this work. So if you think you're that type of person, go ahead and apply it down in the description and the pinned comment below, and you could be part of our group of 3 to 5 that we help. So see you there. Have a good one.
And then the next one I want to show you is kind of a weird and extreme example, but I think it's really inspirational if you look at it in the right way. And that is just monetizing your deficiencies, or monetizing your weirdness, or monetizing the negative things that have happened to you. So let me give you an example of this. This is a channel called Never Give Up, and he posted this video called Being Ugly, My Experience. So he obviously thinks that he is ugly. Of course, I'm not going to agree or disagree with him, but he posted a video, Being Ugly, My Experience, literally just talking about his opinion of him being ugly, right? And his experience with being ugly. And it got 25 million views. So let's see how much that made. $35,000 just talking about being ugly. And again, this, you know, no crazy thumbnail, anything like that. Just a picture of him, you know, kind of showing on his face off, I guess. And not only that, but he actually also ended up getting a wife out of it. So basically some girl commented on a video, he even has like a whole story about this whole video that he posted on there, you know, saying that she thinks he's kind of cute or something like that. And then they met up, and then he ended up getting a wife out of it. So he literally got a freaking wife just by sharing something negative that happened to him, right? Kind of like by monetizing his own pain. Another example of someone who did this is Ian on YouTube. He basically made videos talking about, you know, why am I a 30-year-old working a dead-end retail job, and just kind of documenting his life working in fast food, which is basically a dead-end retail job. And not only did he get about 3 million views from this video, but he also got tons of people donating lots of money. $200, $500, $500, $25, $500, $200, $14.99, 15 euros, $20, $10, $99. I think somebody just donated as I was like recording this video. I saw something pop up. So it looks like somebody just donated as I was watching this video. $50, $14. I mean, it's just like endless amounts of donation. It never stops. I just keep scrolling and there's more donations. So he probably made like tens of thousands of dollars just in donations alone. And on top of that, he made $15,000+ from AdSense from this one video. Absolutely wild, right? So he just documented his pain. This is another way that I see normal people blowing up on YouTube, or in some cases, people who, you know, if you maybe you consider yourself less than normal, like people who are not doing very well blowing up on YouTube. So yeah, there is no excuse, guys. There's so many different ways to blow up on YouTube. There's so many different ways to monetize. And if you think about it, no matter what situation you're in, there's probably millions of people out there that are in the exact same situation, and they all will relate to you. And it all comes back to relatability. This is why this raw, authentic content is doing so well, is because it's so relatable. And so you can literally just make content about doing whatever you're doing, whether it's like how you got your job, or what your job is like, or just general life advice for whatever is happening in your life, and then just post it up. And chances are there's millions of other people out there that either have the same problems that you used to have, or are going through something that you went through, or can relate to whatever your situation is. Now, I hope you're inspired by this video, but if you want to know actually how to do this, like the nuts and bolts of how to do this, show up to the live training this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's completely free. I'm also going to give you some great tools on there. I'm going to give you some really good suggestions. I'm going to answer every single question you have as well. Sometimes when I do these live trainings, the Q&A goes for like an hour and a half. I make sure I don't stop until I answer every single question. So sign up, link in the description in the pinned comment below, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you put it on your calendar as well, and I look forward to seeing you there. Now, with that being said, I know that 99.9% of people who watch this channel are just gonna learn from it. They're gonna attend my free live trainings. They're gonna grab my free resources, and they're never going to work personally with me or my team. And that's completely fine. I love giving away free value. And to 99% of people, it's gonna be free value. It's gonna be free motivation, and that's great. But for the 0.1% of you who do want to work with me, they actually want coaching, go ahead and book a clarity call down the description and the pinned comment below. On this call, we'll figure out where you are right now. We'll figure out where you want to go, so what your goal is. We'll make a plan to get there, and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together or not. So the call itself will be valuable whether we end up working together or not. But keep in mind, this is only for people who are serious about getting results on YouTube. We do not work with people who are kind of thinking about doing it, like only for people who are serious about getting results. So if that's you, go ahead and book that clarity session and check out this video right here on a bunch of weird channels that are making $10,000 a month or more.